Okay, so this is a partial working out of the X-Men genetic mutations worksheet for our mutation section of DNA. So you're given a type of DNA, a sequence of DNA, and what you're going to do first is you're going to decode it into mRNA, and we call that transcription. So we're going to take the A's, the T's, the C's, and the G's of the DNA, and we're going to match them up with their corresponding pairs in RNA, the A's, the U's, the C's, the G's. So, first things first, this is our DNA right here. This is the sequence we're given. This is the base normal sequence. You're going to take that and you're going to decode it into mRNA down here. So, we've got T goes with A goes with U, then G, so on and so forth until we get our complete sentence, or our complete DNA done. And it's spaced out a little differently, so it doesn't exactly line up. That's okay. Now that we have our transcription done, this is transcription down here, we're going to go through and do translation. And translation is just us going through and using the codon wheel, this guy, to figure out the different bases. So our first sequence was AUG, GG, C, CCA. We're just going to do the first three. I like to draw a line in between each of them so that I know that I'm only reading 3 at a time, because we only read 3 at a time. That's called a codon. You always read the message. So AUG, I'm going to go A to U to G, and that's going to give me methionine. So I would just write that down. And then GGC, G to G to C, I get glycine, and then CCA. CCA, you get proline. Alright? So you're going to continue doing that for the entire sequence. And what you should end up with is the following. Okay, so this is what we should end up with. This is the original sequence of the amino acids. So all the other problems on this particular worksheet, like number 2, are going to go through and they're going to show you how changes can affect the DNA sequence and how it can affect the proteins that are made from that DNA sequence using the characters from Marvel's X-Men. So let's take a look at number 2. Alright, so question number 2 says that Wolverine has a mutation that allows him to heal rapidly. Create his mutation by changing the original piece of DNA above by replacing the 15th base, a C, to a T. So let's first identify the 15th base. And then let's figure out how we're going to change that, what that's going to look like. So you're just basically copying it down. Okay. So it looks like we're going to change this base right here, this C, to a T. So we're going to end up with TAC, CCG, GAT, GCT, CAT, GGGATT. So there's our DNA. Now we're going to transcribe that into mRNA, same process as before, and we're going to end up with a sequence that is slightly altered. and keep going until we get all the way done. Okay? Now, after we do all of that, we're going to go through and do our amino acids using the same process as previously, where we go through and we use the codon wheel. So, sequence looks about the same. We have AUG, GGC, CUA, so it looks the same as the original stuff. Very similar. We're just going to go through and do the same process. You go through and you read it, and you start from the center and you work your way out. What you should end up with is the following. Okay. So it looks like in Wolverine's DNA, this is the sequence we get. When we compare it to the original DNA, it looks like there wasn't really any change. So we have the same amino acid sequence, we just changed the letter, but it had no real effect at this time. So the rest of the questions, 3, 4, and 5, are going to be the same idea, only those may have a different effect. Number 1 for the analysis is asking you to figure out what type of mutation we have going on. So that would be things like substitution, addition, also called insertion, deletion, and I believe that's it. Yep. So substitution, this is just a swap out. Addition, this is new one added. And deletion, we take out a base. So you're identifying those. And pay attention to what the changes actually mean. I hope this was helpful. If you need anything else, just let me know.